Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be comparing this Ford Raptor to the Ram TRX, and we're going to be testing to see which one is the better truck. So these two trucks are basically the same, just a little different. Obviously this one is the faster one out of the two, but if you had to compare them, they're basically in the same category. The head race, we're going to go with strength, speed, durability, and overall which one is better. So stay tuned for today's video, and we're going to find out just which truck is the best truck between these two. Alright, so let's get the trailer hooked up, get these trucks loaded up, and then we'll start doing some testing. Now, like I said, I have a couple different tests that I want to do. First, we're going to start off with the sound test. So both these trucks are twin turboed. They both sound super good, but which one sounds better? Let's get these loaded up on the trailer, and I think we're going to head over to the drag strip to test out the sound and then obviously the speed, which is mainly the most important question. Which one is faster? When I buy a truck, the two main things is obviously towing, which we'll be testing out as well, and then obviously some sound. So let's throw these on. I think I'm gonna be more of a fan of the Ram TRX because I don't think there's a truck on the market that can top the Ram TRX. This thing is not only gorgeous, but it sounds super good. But you never know, the good old Ford Raptor might surprise us by the end of this video. All right, let's hear how this Ram TRX sounds. This thing is a menacing sound on the street, and I think the only way to show off how it sounds is with a burnout. All right, here we go. The TRX blew my mind. This might be one of the best sounding vehicles in the game. Next up is the Raptor. Well, after a performance like the TRX, I do not know if the Raptor can compare, but let's see what the Raptor's got. It is also a great sounding truck, but there's nothing like that Hellcat whine. Yep, a little bit of a disappointment. It doesn't want to do a burnout as good as the other one, but let's see how it sounds going full tilt. I guess for round one, we're going to have to give it to the TRX. The next one is speed. Round one goes to the Ram TRX. What does round two? So round two, guys, is going to be speed. I think everybody's going to say the Ram TRX is going to win, but we'll have to see. So let's test the speed here. Start off with a burnout for both trucks. Go. All right, let's see what this thing's got. Let's see. Okay, it's starting off strong. It's starting off good. Let's see the top speed of this truck. The acceleration, I think we max out at 114. 114 is the max. Next up, Ram TRX. I have high hopes for this thing to dominate the Ford Raptor. All right, start off with a little backy burnout. Ready? Boom. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see. Okay, similar start. Oh no, the Ram TRX is gonna smoke it. Oh no, the Ram TRX goes up to 130. Oh, that means the Ram TRX wins. Oh man, I really thought the Ford Raptor might have a chance in the speed, but nope, the Ford Raptor does not compete with the Ram TRX that goes 130 miles per hour. Well, round two goes to the Ram TRX once again. Up is strength and towing. So I got two of these big construction things, threw them on a trailer here, and we're going to be seeing which one pulls it better. So we're going to be here in the parking lot. We're just going to do a little bit of a pull battle, and low key, the Ram TRX is not that slammed, surprisingly, for that much weight. So let's see how the towing capacity holds up. Now this thing is not really made for towing, it's made for power, but let's see how it holds up. You can see what speed we get up to, and it actually pulls this thing pretty well. So I think we're gonna run down the road real quick and see how fast we can get with it pulling, and see which one pulls better. All right, we're gonna turn here, make a left here. Both of them can even pull it up the hill. All right, Ram TRX is off. We're going 43 kilometers an hour. We're going up to 50 now, and it handled that hill like it was nothing. All right, back down. What's the top speed? All right, we're going to say it was 115. We're going to test it one more time, but we're going to stop right at the bottom of the hill and try and drive up it from a complete stop. Because that's the thing when towing stuff like this, sometimes when you have a run at it, it's going to be able to make it up. So we're going to completely stop and then try and make it up the hill here. All right, so far the Ram TRX cannot do it. We might have to back up just a little bit here. Throw this thing in 4 high, and it handled it like it's nothing. 4 high, we got this. A little bit of hill climbing. All right, it could not do it in 2, but it could handle it in 4 high. So good to know the Ram TRX can still do it from a complete stop. All right, it's all hooked up. It actually handles it pretty well. So now let's test to see its top speed. Does it knock it down? Can it still compete with the Ram TRX, and can it climb the hill? So right off the bat, it is handling the hill a little bit worse in 2. The Ram TRX could handle this a little bit better. It did seem like it was struggling to make it up this hill just a little bit, but it did end up pulling it up the hill, and that's truly all that matters. Now time to test the top speed of this vehicle. What can it get at with towing? And we have to stop at the bridge. All right, so it does look like it indeed does slow it down by 15 miles when towing. So the Ram TRX was at 115 and this is at 100. So it does knock down the speed when towing, something like this. Next up is pulling up the hill. All right, next up is pulling from a hill. This is the same spot that we started. So let's see. No way, no way. Okay, from a stop, make sure we're all the way stopped. All right, we're all the way stopped. No way, guys. I think the Raptor might take this. We literally came to a complete stop and is making this up in 2 high. The Ram TRX cannot do it, but the Ford Raptor can. No shot. It made it up the hill in 2 high, no problem. Well, I would say this round goes to the Ford Raptor for towing. I was surprised by that. Because overall, guys, I can feel it a lot more when towing with the Ford Raptor. I can feel just the weight that we got back there. So I would say this round goes to the Ford Raptor. So it lost for speed, but it didn't lose for strength. All right, the last test to do with towing is testing to see how much you can tow. So I have these 4 campers all hooked up to the back of the Ram TRX, and we're going to see how well it tows this all. So we're going to start. Oh, I should probably change that into 2 high to make it fair with the Raptor. And let's see how well it handles this. So far, it seems to be handling this fairly well. How about climbing up the hill? Still seems to be doing it. I would say this is a little bit too easy for the vehicle. But that's why I wanted to use more than 1, because we obviously know that these trucks can tow 1. But it can also tow 4. Can the TRX redeem itself here on the hill climb? Oh yeah, this is nothing for the Ram TRX. Yep, well, it can at least say we redeemed itself this round. Next up is the Ford Raptor. Can it have the same performance as the TRX this round? So far, so good. It's still performing well. How does it do with the hill climb? Still does just as good as it did last round. Still had a little bit of a struggle. Like, I can definitely feel it. And it's definitely not picking speed up as fast. Looks like it's going to make it up no problem. So they are both tied for this round. All right, next up is my favorite mud pit here. And there's no true way to test these. Now we're going to obviously test them in 2 and 4-wheel drive. So we're going to start off with this. And once they get stuck, you have to throw them in high. And if they do get out in high, then you continue going until they get stuck. And we're basically just going to follow around the same course for both trucks and to see which one makes it up. So far, we're using the Raptor here first, and it has not got stuck in any of the mud or got hung up at all. We really never had to worry about anything. It's performing really well here. So let's try and get this thing stuck. All right, well, we're kind of hung up here. We're going to try and not reverse as much. So let's throw this thing into 4-wheel drive high, and it actually made it up perfectly fine. So now we're going to leave it in high, and we're going to just continue driving, and let's see if we can get stuck. Oh, is this one? So Let's see if it's able to make it up the hill. Raptor, make us proud. Nope, doesn't look like it's making up this hill. If we hit it in some 4 low maybe. Let's try 4 low. All right, a little bit of a better performance. Still cannot make it past. Wait. All right, this is where it is, stuck on the Raptor. I think this is our final stretch. Yeah, we might make it if we do this. Come on. Doesn't matter where it makes it up as long as it makes it up in this area. We're slowly making it there. You know what? We keep her going. Well, that is where the Raptor made it. Unfortunately, it lost there. So, all right, next up is the Ram. Can it win this round? Or are we going to have another tie here? So far, the Ram TRX is no match to the Mud. Now, we obviously have to slow her down just a little bit in this thing because of how much faster this thing is. But so far, it is handling the Mud like it's nothing. Okay, slow down there just a little bit. Let's take the same course. Oh, you know what? It didn't handle that Mud very well. The Raptor made it up that hill no problem. All right, let's try and get up the same spot where the Raptor couldn't. All right, you know what? The Ram did redeem itself there. It didn't get hooked. It didn't get stuck. All right, I think I got the Raptor stuck. Now, this is definitely way more of a pit than for the Raptor, but in 4 high. Okay, got out of there no problem in 4 high. So, I'm definitely going to say the Ram TRX took the Mud pit. It definitely handled a lot better. But can it handle the hill? This is the winning factor. So, if this makes it farther up the hill, then it's going to take the win. So let's start here, floor, and see how far we can get. Oh my goodness, it literally made it up the hill. We didn't have to go in 4 low. Okay, that was a little bit too easy for the Ram TRX. So let's go back down and throw this thing in 4 low and see if we can slowly make our way up. Oh, handles it like a champ. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. All right, in 4 low, it doesn't make it up. Okay, so you can't slowly rock crawl it up. It must have had a little bit too much speed, and that's why it was able to make it up. So let's try it one more time here. Okay, yeah, if you have a little bit of speed, the Ram TRX does make it up. So I guess I would give this round to the Ram TRX. Well, guys, what a great first episode here of a new series that I want to start, and that is truck build battles, where we take 2 trucks head to head and do a bunch of different things to see which one is better. So unfortunately, you guys probably guessed it right, but the Ram TRX is no match to the Ford Raptor. As much as they are basically the same truck, if you want towing, you go for the Ford Raptor. If you want anything else to do with speed or sound, you go with the Ram TRX. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what truck I should do next on the next video. Peace.